Good evening. My name is Wallace Gator Bradley, and I'm the president of United in Peace, Inc. And as you know, I'm also the host of the Bradley Report. We got a very important show. We're going to talk a little bit about the debate, the second debate, because they had what was supposed to have been the second debate. They didn't have. They had a town hall on separate stations. One on, Vice President Biden had his town hall on the 15th on ABC, and President Trump had his town hall on Channel 5, NBC, at the same time. Instead of them having the second debate, they did have a second debate. So they end up having a debate yesterday where Trump and Biden had a debate, and it was narrated by a journalist, for lack of a better phrase, from MSNBC, and the commission, the debate commission, had it where this debate was going to happen, with the moderator having the right to turn and to mute the debater's microphone. It was a good debate. She was a great moderator. And a lot of things came out. Where Trump was talking about Biden's son, and Biden supposed to be getting $3 million, I think, from a Russian somebody, which happened to be a lie. But it allowed for Biden to come out and talk about something that was verified, and that was Trump having a secret bank account in China. And from what I read in the media, and I'm sure you read in the media and what you saw on all the news stations, Trump had got 15 million cash out of that account in China. And everybody's wondering who he owed the $400+ million to, which is to a foreign entity. So it kind of shut Trump up. Make a long story short, everybody outside of a Trumpster know that Biden beating Trump real bad, especially when it came to the question about immigration. And this verifiable fact was out about how Trump's administration snatched the children away from their parents, deported their parents and kept their children here. And then it came out that 500 children couldn't be connected back to their parents because they couldn't find the parents. We probably talk about that next week. Because what I want to talk to you about is things, they say politics is local. And we keep hearing how everyone is saying that Trump is responsible for a lot of the deaths and a lot of the people who have end up getting the COVID virus. They say it's over 220-some thousand people that have died. And if I'm not mistaken, more than 5 million people, I think, has been infected by the virus. And they say it's Trump's fault because he knew about it in January or February. He knew how dangerous and contagious the virus was. And he didn't inform Americans, especially the various governors, so that they could inform the people in their states, and so that they all could come together and work to contain that virus, and it would save hundreds of thousands of people's lives, and less people would have been affected by the virus. And they're right, because if you the leader and you know something, you have to inform individuals so everything can be put in place. That's verifiable. But I take issue when I see that the governor of Illinois refused to enforce the Nursing Home Care Act, Section 8, against the nursing homes that are not complying with that law. So you got a governor who has the responsibility to make sure that the residents within the nursing homes are treated right and proper, especially against nursing homes who have the responsibility to make sure that they're taking care of the residents. We're going to talk about that. And first, we're going to get down to business, because you know how I start this show. We're going to hit the local politics, and then we're going to get into issue where I believe, and y'all know, that the buck stops with the governor. Residents in the nursing homes are getting neglected, abused, robbed, catching the COVID virus, and dying from the COVID virus under Governor J.B. Pritzker's watch. Now, I want to tell everyone, I'm a staunch Democrat. Ain't no Trump thing, ain't no Republican thing. And everyone know I was very instrumental in the election of J.B. Pritzker. And I feel that gives me the right to aid and assist him, be it constructive criticism, and to advise him through his protocol to get the information to him. And when I find out he's aware of what's happening and he's not moving on what we elected him for, I have a right as a resident voter, and definitely as a supporter of his, to say, hey man, you can't blame others or keep saying they doing wrong, and you're not holding up to your responsibility. And if I was to be silent, like people are coming to me and wondering why they state reps and state senators are silent when they got nursing homes in their districts, and they're not saying anything to that governor, for that governor to do what he has to do, because all that weight falls back on him. And as well as they say, if you're silent about what you see that's happening, you're just as much responsible for what's happening. Especially those Latinx, caucus, and the African American caucus. You're running now and you're going to the senior citizens' houses and everything else. But hey, the reason I have all this material is because of the producer and the director of this show, none other than Terry Marsh Bradley, who's the chairman of United in Peace, Inc. And with no further ado, let me say to God be the glory. That's my story. And Brother Omar, let's go to work. There you go. If you pick up that gun and you fire that gun, anyone that get harmed from you firing that gun, that's an innocent bystander. We're asking the community, ostracize them, push them out, don't let them hide anywhere, don't support them, and let law enforcement do their job. The code is this: if you pick up that gun to solve your problem, I'm not endorsing violence. I'm saying you're violating the code if you discharge that weapon and innocent people get shot or killed, especially a child or an elderly person. And the community must uphold that code.
He got his shoe shined.
The reason that it worked in the 90s, because everyone was a part of it. Kids, women, elderly, was off limits.
You didn't touch him.
Didn't touch him. By ostracizing from the community, pushing you out of the community, not supporting you in the community, or protecting you in the community, so that law enforcement can do their job by apprehending. And the Cook County State's Attorney can do her job by making sure that you get a fair prosecution. This is so that there's no retaliation in the community because you discharge or you fire that weapon at your intended partner.
We all got to come together. Those of you, my name is Wallace Gator Bradley. I'm the urban translator. I'm the president of United Peace, Inc. We all got to come together to let it be known that Black lives matter everywhere. Regardless if a police shoots somebody that's black, it means twice as much to our community when someone black is shooting someone black.
With at least 8 children under the age of 10 shot in the city in just 2 weeks, some are asking if that code still carries any weight.
There's something that we got to do.
Gator catches up with some friends on Calumet.
That 1-year-old that got killed.
His conversations of late have focused on kids getting shot. He says the rule still applies.
We as men got to put it down and say, that still exists. It never left.
We all got a responsibility.
We all got a responsibility, man.
But it never left.
I'm putting a call out to all the brothers. You know what we do. put the word on the street that this is no longer tolerated. Me and Holmes work together, and we know how it works. We've been able to help individuals turn themselves in of the community, kick them out for law enforcement to come and arrest them. Now is the time. Just like it was the video from Miss Frazier that let everybody know about the awakening of George Floyd. Somebody got a video, or we need to use our videos to stop this senseless violence.
And I believe that vengeance belongs to the Lord. And with that, I want to say, to God be the glory. And that's my story. You know, it takes all of us to work together to help stop senseless violence, especially shootings and killings of African Americans, whether it's by the police, especially if it's by an African American. I'm saying that the code let it be known that we can't hide anyone that's engaging in picking up that gun, firing that weapon, and an innocent person get killed. I'm not advocating any violence. None whatsoever. I'm not advocating vigilante movement. None of that. But when a child get harmed or murdered, a woman, a senior citizen, even a man, our community has to ostracize that person that engaged in that. Ostracize. What do you mean by ostracize? You got to push him out the community so that law enforcement can apprehend them, and 9 times out of 10, there's going to be witnesses against him or her, or them. Because when you see what happened in Michigan with those militias, to the point that they were charged as terrorists, domestic terrorists. They getting ready to do that same thing to you brothers that's flying them pistols, and you are part of an organization that consists of 3 to 5 people, or 5 to 10. And so your family shouldn't be caught up because of your actions at a time of, in the Molly hour, or just because you had that gun, you feel like you could solve everything with that pistol, and there's always an innocent someone getting shot and killed. And with that, I want to say this. Politics Yeah, we want to be about electing the president. But we got to think about the importance of judges too. That's why when you see the news and all the conversation about the U.S. Supreme Court judge that Trump nominated, and they talk about stacking the courts when Republicans and Trump are stacking the courts. Trump made moves to make sure that he was able to put 3. He got 2 on there now. She will be the 3rd one that he put on there that will do whatever he tells them to do. Because to be in Trump's camp, you got to be loyal to him, not the country, not the Constitution. We got judges here where we got to keep a good judge on the bench. Okay? So we're going to go, this is the political segment of the Bradley Report. Let's go to work, Mari.
Because what you've done is marvelous. Look at this ticket. And you have Aurelia Puczynski, who I didn't meet yesterday. As a matter of fact, I first read her John Strozier with her back in 1968, when Aurelia was a young girl coming into the young Democratic politics, and John Strozier and I were old men just leaving. And we welcomed her into Democratic politics. She, in my opinion, is acceptable to everyone in this city. Someone said to me, well, she can't get black votes. Well, they don't look at history at all. When she ran for trustee of the Metropolitan Sanitary District, she got 42% of the votes she got in Chicago was from the black community, which represented better than 80% of the total vote. I don't know who said that she can't get black votes. It's just not true. We can do what we wish if we've got the material to work with. I think she's first rate. I think she'll do the job.
Come out and vote November 3rd, 2020 to retain Illinois Appellate Court Justice Aurelia Puczynski. When you get to number 201, punch yes, please. We need good judges to remain on the bench.
This is Aurelia Puczynski, and I approve this message.
Paid for by Wallace Gator Bradley.
You know, I get involved in the election and the importance of voting. I vote early. I just don't tell the individual to go vote early. I vote early. Okay? And you should too. You know, I want to share a straight line of this political piece so we can get into this protest piece that I'm involved with. So, my viewing audience, please take time, look, listen, and learn. Let's go to work, Marty.
People divided cannot withstand this election. We need to come united. Voting matters.
Yeah, this is James Gibson, y'all. I'm coming out here for the first time in 30 years. I've been giving all my rights back to vote. I've been since giving my certificate of innocence. Kim Foxx came out and gave me an apology. You know what I'm saying? And I'm out here for early voting, man. You know, and this is a very important election. If you want to change what's going on, you got to vote. It's just like if you pray, don't worry. If you worry, don't pray. There's power in numbers, and we out here today to vote, man. And with that, man, y'all stay tuned. This is James Gibson, the first case in the country where they ever ruled that African American has been tortured, collaborated, and proved since the abolition of slavery. And with that, y'all come out and vote.
election that I ever saw that was clear cut. It's either you're for one or you're for the other. There's no middle ground, there's no gray area. There's no trying to figure out if one is slightly better than the other. You're either for one policy and against the other. So the thing is, when you come and vote, it's clear cut. So it shouldn't be no absentee votes. It shouldn't be nobody not voting, because what you stand for, what you believe in, is on both sides. It's either you're against one and for the other. So come out and vote.
It's time to get out there and vote. It's easy, it's quick, it's safe. They got every measure in place so you do not catch the COVID. So get out there and vote in person. Let's vote. Let's get it done.
Go vote. Please go vote. Everybody, please, everybody in the United States, please go vote. Don't choke, but vote.
And guess what, America? It's going to be my vote that counts.
This is Wallace Gator Bradley, the urban translator, the registered voter, the host of the Bradley Report. Today is a very important day, especially after watching that debate between President Trump and Joe Biden. I didn't waste no time to get out here and stand in line so I can early vote. I want to say you must vote or you can't argue. If you don't vote, you got a right to speak, but I ain't got a right to listen to you. Voting is very important. This election, I'm asking everybody to vote straight blue, straight Democrat. Retain everybody but Tuna. Especially retain Ori Paczynski, Illinois appellate court judge.
Okay, I had a list there, but what I'm saying is vote, don't choke. Get out there and vote early. Early voting started October 1st. And this election, as y'all know, it's very important to vote for the president, and I'm actually vote for Biden. It's very important for you to keep good judges on the bench, and I'm asking you to vote yes, number 201 for Ori Paczynski. But there's an election in Cook County that's just as important. Like I said, politics is local. I'm talking about the election, the re-election of Kim Foxx. I want you to pay attention to this piece right here. Let's go to work, Marty. Yes, sir, that right there.
I'm sitting down in the Pat O'Brien office. I'll never forget what this man told me. Never. He said, "We know y'all ain't do this crime, but it's a white woman from Springfield. Somebody got to pay for this crime."
Patrick O'Brien secured 4 wrongful convictions.
He's running on a campaign that you got to look out for victims. And here this guy is running for office knowing that he sent 4 innocent teenagers to prison and allowed the killer of the victim to roam free.
I was facing death in that police station.
The police came in there with gloves on. They started beating me.
They had me in there first trying to break me.
And I was told, we gonna get a confession, not you. one way or the other.
Now, Patrick O'Brien was in the position to declare us innocent, but instead of doing that, they decided to allow the blood of this beautiful lady to be painted on us.
Patrick O'Brien cannot be the one to lead the criminal justice system in reform, because he's the one responsible for various wrongful convictions.
It's not just about this case.
Pat O'Brien has a record of wrongful conviction.
State's attorney should stand for fairness and justice and ethics. And that's what Kim Foxx represents. She actually represents integrity.
We have a person here that's willing to bring honor to the oath, the office.
She'll give people a chance to better their life.
I refuse to lose hope in humanity. And I know that there are people out here that will do what they say they're going to do. And Kim Foxx, I believe, is one of them.
And a lot of people that looking forward to justice, that deserve it, they'll see it with Kim Foxx in office.
Fairness, integrity. The thing that's important is O'Brien, the part of that cabal that didn't care about fairness. He did more harm to the family of the victim that got killed by wrongfully prosecuting those 4 individuals and left the guy on the street who did the crime to roam the streets. You know, there's another commercial I want to show you. Let's see if it's it. No, not that one. No, not that one. Dealing with Kim Foxx. It's O'Brien piece. Yeah, that one. This one right here. I'd like for you to pay attention to this. This man
An
O'Brien.
angry Republican who wants to
That's it
lock
right
him
there.
up regardless.
Yes, sir.
An angry Republican who wants to lock him up regardless of evidence. It's not Trump, it's Pat O'Brien. O'Brien oversaw nearly 30 wrongful convictions as a prosecutor, including personally putting away 4 innocent black teenagers who together spent 47 years behind bars, helping make Chicago the false confession capital. His angry rhetoric, pure Trump. His record as a prosecutor, even worse. Pat O'Brien's wrong for state's attorney.
All that is true, and it's verifiable. So don't let them try to put the hype and say that the people who elected Kim Foxx to become state's attorney didn't know what they was doing. They knew about the evil of the state's attorney's office. Okay? From Hanrahan to Daley. Daley became the mayor. Then he became the Dick Devine to carry it on. Then it was Anita Alvarez. And then the people made the decision that enough was enough. And they elected Kim Foxx. And she's only been there 1 term, and she's done a lot of things to make that office transparent, make it where she had became a listening ear to the community, to find out how to make the state's attorney's office more fair to their concerns. And that's the politics. Now we need to get to an issue about the senior citizens, the coronavirus. and where not Trump, but the governor, here, J.B. Pritzker. I want you to see this right here. Hit this right here, Amari. That one right there.
According to a statement, the Westchester Rehab Center is following closely the CDC guidelines. They say they are taking extensive measures to make sure that they are in compliance. Nevertheless, a number of community leaders say they are falling short, and they're calling on Governor Pritzker to further investigate this facility.
Everybody in the neighborhood called her mom. That's how sweet she was.
Glenda Harris is still mourning the death of her mother, 83-year-old Carrie Claiborne. She's one of a dozen residents at the Westchester Health and Rehab Center who have died of COVID-19 in the last month and a half. She and other relatives say the home should be doing more to protect residents.
Make sure they have on a proper attire to take care of the people. Check and see if they got fever or anything. I think it wouldn't spread it so bad. And my mom would be alive today.
The families that have lost loved ones, we're not going to get them back. Can we stop other families from losing loved ones?
Cook County Commissioner Brandon Johnson says nearly half of all COVID-19 deaths around the state are in nursing homes. Earlier this week, Cicero town officials went to court to try to shut down the City View facility there. 9 residents and 1 staff member there have died of COVID-19. At the Westchester facility, Loretta Brady's mother, Lottie Smith, is one of the fortunate ones who has recovered from the virus and is still living at the home. But Brady's not allowed to visit. She says she's now representing the families of other residents.
We need help at Westchester. They're taking away our loved ones, and all we're doing is asking for help.
A spokesperson for the center says they realize this is a scary time for residents and their families. They say a collaborative approach is imperative to combat this terrible virus. We are working closely with the health authorities to follow their guidance. Well, according to that statement, the facility is doing a number of things. In particular, they say they are screening employees on their way into work for any symptoms. They are providing plenty of protective equipment for all those employees, and they are also restricting visitation from any outsiders.
You know, go up a little bit. I want to see the date of that story. That's May 6th. There's another piece on there that's April the 1st, Amari. I think I got that out there too. Right here. Let's do this one right here. Illinois failed to investigate nursing home complaints for 3.5 months of the pandemic. That story is dated August 25th. From May 6th to August 25th. It says, as the COVID-19 was ravaging nursing home populations, which saw over half of the state's pandemic deaths, the Illinois Department of Public Health chose for 3.5 months not to investigate 272 complaints of abuse and neglect. Take it up a little bit, Amari. Right there. The Illinois Department of Public Health, IDPH, failed to investigate complaints between March 15th and June 30th. Now we're in October. This story was in August. They knew about the complaints in March 15th, June, all the way to June 30th. Despite news despite that it was required, they were required to do so. The department admitted in a press conference issued August 21st. The acknowledgement comes a month after the Illinois Department of Public Health fired Deborah Bryars, an agency deputy director. She's under the director. Her position as deputy director who ran the Office of Health Care Regulation. The agency had also placed Almi Islam, who oversaw the Bureau of Long-Term Care, on indefinite pay leave. He ended up resigning on the 24th. Okay? The Illinois Department of Public Health started an independent investigation is being conducted by a former federal prosecutor, okay, and by Manic Health Strategies to review the Bureau of Long-Term Care. Now, there's a law on the books called the Nursing Home Care Act, Section 8, that's supposed to be implemented on nursing homes that's not in compliance of that law. Hold right here. Working with independent experts, they state we are simultaneously conducting a full and thorough review of our previous work and revamping our Bureau of Long-Term Care to better serve the people of Illinois, said the Illinois Department of Public Health Director. I don't want to mess the director's name up, but you see the name on there. And the agency's press release. She's the one who put the press release out. The governor has the responsibility, since he appointed her, to order her to immediately implement the Nursing Home Care Act once they found out all the irregularity, everything that was going wrong in the nursing homes. Okay? The wanton neglect, the abuse, okay? The fact that they had employees that they knew had the COVID to come into the nursing homes and infect other employees as well as residents, especially at Westchester. And we're going to get to that story in a minute. The lapse of complaints investigations was discovered in early July by top Illinois Department of Public Health administrators. Although the federal government has suspended some deadlines for investigating complaints in order to focus on infection control, state deadlines were not suspended, and the agency was still required by law to meet these deadlines. Take it up a little bit, Amari, right there. The most serious complaints require an investigation to begin within 24 hours. And they was getting some very serious complaints, especially from Loretta Brady, okay, in reference to resident and senior citizen Lottie Smith. 24 hours in accordance with state law. So those nursing homes violating the law. Surveys in response to all other complaints of abuse and neglect must be conducted within 7 days. This is according to the Illinois Department of Public Health press release. Okay? The Illinois Department of Public Health is the state's top regulator of nursing homes and is leading the state's response to COVID-19. They know these nursing homes are violating. Okay? They're not in compliance of the law. So that means the Illinois Department of Public Health is not being responsible or carrying out the duties of that office to the detriment of residents in a nursing home. You just heard how the death count of COVID, and the governor, hold it right there, 1 minute, and the governor keep doing his daily briefings. This is now October 23rd. They put this out in August. They knew about all this in March, April, May, June, July. So on one hand, they saying the president is responsible for what he knew in February and March, and then tell the people what was happening, and they're right. So if the governor administration knew about all this that was happening, even till today, I've been protesting, had press conferences, and everything else, sent stuff to the governor's administration through their protocol. He know, and he's not doing anything. So all those deaths, all the people that's being infected within those nursing homes, the governor got to wear the blunt of being responsible. He can stop that bleeding. Enforce that law. They breaking the law. We're hearing them talking about mannequin and called ComEd. Well, let's talk about the nursing home lobbyists. They getting away with murder. They know they're doing wrong. Out of 50 states, with 50 representing the highest order of making sure that nursing homes stay in compliance, Illinois ranked number 3, with number 1 being the pit of making nursing homes comply with the law. Now you explain that to me. Explain it to yourself. How is he giving the briefings on the COVID and everything else, and he want to close stuff down? He's supposed to, and he want everybody to wear a mask, and I do. But then you let the nursing homes get away with neglecting their responsibility to those residents. And so the death count, when the governor give his briefings, he don't even mention the nursing homes. He don't even mention how many have gotten sick. He don't even mention how many have died. And he know that because he's getting the data from every county within the state, especially Cook County. Westchester is in Cook County. Let's find that next story, Omari. I think it's April 1st story. Let's stop right here. Let's do this story right here. There should be a video to it if I'm not mistaken. Let's go down a little bit. No, go down. Okay, it ain't none, so we're going to deal with the story. Right here. Stop right here. Westchester, Illinois. A certified, what's the date on that story? Okay, I see it. A certified, come up some more. Come up, right there. A certified nurse's assistant was arrested after allegedly attacking 2 elderly residents and plotting their wedding rings. This happened at Salva, Westchester Nursing Home and Rehabilitation Center. On May 14th at around 4 p.m., Westchester police responded to the Westchester Health and Rehabilitation Center, located in the 2900 block of Wolf Road, okay, on the report of an attack. Go up a little bit. All right, take it right there. Police met with a 83-year-old resident who had been attacked and robbed. Police believe the alleged defendant, Jennifer Smith, 36 years old, and a CNA certified nursing assistant at the center, attacked the resident and forcefully took wedding rings she had worn for over 55 years. One was 83 years old. This is what's happening in them nursing homes. The governor got to be aware of it. The news is aware of it. This is what's happening in Westchester. We've been talking about Westchester with the governor and with the governor's staff, making sure that the governor know about it. Since March, they told you they knew about the complaints from March to June. Ms. Lottie Smith, Loretta Brady, on behalf of Ms. Lottie Smith, has been complaining, hold right there, has been complaining to them. I get involved with the press conferences with Andrew Howard from April 1st to May 6th, working with Lottie Smith, with Loretta Brady to inform them and asking that he enforce that law to stop this. Just picture that he enforced that law. May 6th, when that resident had died in there, and they found out that 12 residents had died in there, and they knew about the worker that was on the news. They said they knew that she had the virus, and they allowed her to keep working in there, and other residents got affected. Okay? And employees got affected. Yet they kept her there. And the governor knew about this because the administration knew about this, because they had the documents. That's why they come around in June or July or had a press conference in August and say, hey, we got rid of this person because they didn't. Okay, you made someone fall on the knife, so to speak. But you did nothing. After you had that press conference or put out that press release in August, we are now in October. The governor, which you're going to see, has put out all kind of orders and all that, making it where the nursing home shouldn't be held liable. At the same time, he had knowledge of what they were doing wrong. And to this day, still letting them get away. Nursing homes around the country are being raided. Trump keep talking about just the blue states. Where's red states that got the same problem? On the debate last night, when they made mention of the fact that about the coronavirus, and Trump keep talking about the blue states, and Biden said it's happening in all the states. He wanted to be a president for all Americans, whether you voted for him or not. Okay, whether you a red state or a blue state. He said we all are part of the United States. You know? So, let me see what we got here. Hit that. Let me see that for a minute right there.
Mark and Tanya. H. Teller Archibald opened the first Fannie Mae in 1920 in the heart of the Loop on LaSalle Street, same year as.
Anyway, it's an April 1st story. You know what? It's a story of. Oh, that's it right there. Talking about the 12 individuals.
Hi, I'm Ashley from First Alert. Safety is a priority.
We did that already. I remember that commercial. We did that already. There's another story. Go up a little bit more. Let me see. No, not this. Amar, check. See Westchester, CNA. The story right behind the Westchester, Illinois. Corona. Not this one. Not this one. It's another one. Not this. Go back up on to the top. Where it say the Illinois. Yeah. Come down some. I mean, go up some. Go up. I'm sorry. Go up, Amari. Right there. It says, despite the concentration, this is an August 25th story, despite, and it's from the Illinois policy, despite the concentration of COVID-19 deaths in Illinois nursing homes, more than 272 neglect and abuse complaints were ignored by the Illinois Department of Public Health. The governor noticed, Illinois Department, Public Health noticed, as COVID-19 was ravaging nursing home populations, which saw over half of the state's pandemic deaths. Half of all the deaths in Illinois, pandemic deaths, were from within the nursing homes under Governor J.B. Pritzker's watch. Up under his Illinois Department of Public Health Director's watch. You heard and you read where they got rid of the deputy director. It says the Illinois Department of Public Health failed to investigate complaints between March 15th and June 30th. They don't come out with this report until August 25th. Here we are in October, almost the end of October, leading up to the election, November the 3rd. The governor, the mayors of them various towns in Illinois, the county boards, and his presidency, there's 102 counties, got nursing homes, and they counties within the cities or townships within those counties. The aldermen here in Chicago got nursing homes in their wards. President Tony Pratt, we're going to have put out the data so everyone would know what is happening with this COVID, the deaths, because she getting it from the Examiner. Every alderman know, especially the mayor of the city of Chicago know, the governor know how many dying in them nursing homes, and they silent. And the reason I'm so hot and passionate, majority of them deaths in them nursing homes are African Americans. We got a black mayor, we got black aldermen, we got black state reps, we got black state senators, we got a black lieutenant governor, and they're all silent. They're not saying nothing. Trump. Okay, Trump, and you're right, got to be responsible. How are you not saying the governor got to be responsible and he's standing on the law? There's a law in Illinois. And none of y'all saying anything about enforcing it. And then you're mad because Gator's standing up and saying something? It's only because I'm hearing what the residents are sitting out there because they can't even talk to their parents. I mean, they can't talk to their family members. And you get mad at me because I'm saying something? And the governor come and get all you black people to stand behind him like you a black drop? Like he really care about seniors? Like he really care about African Americans? We're not going to get over to the cannabis thing. That's going to be another show. This is serious. People not dying from cannabis. They're not getting no justice as having a business. People are dying from COVID. The debate's been about COVID and responsibility of leadership. Call your alderman. Call your state rep. Call your state senator. Call your governor. Call your lieutenant governor. And just say, is this true what Gator's saying? And what the news media is saying? Do they think data stops? We are in the age of things that can be verified. He got to be held accountable. He gonna be held accountable. When the election is over on the 3rd, and by the grace of God, Trump is out of there, all the blame in Illinois ain't gonna just be on what Trump did and didn't do. It's gonna be on what Governor J.B. Pritzker should have done. Lottie Smith has been abused and neglected so much in Westchester. And Trump had Westchester on a list of his list as being one of the bad nursing homes that weren't in compliance and did nothing. Did nothing. You say, well, Gator, you know, you mad because JB didn't come get your job. Well, listen to this. Let me tell you this here. Had he gave me a job, had I been a part of his administration, I would be Gator the whistleblower. Because this, I'm telling you, and if I was with his administration, I was aware of this, I will be the whistleblower instead of the urban translator. The chairman of the Black Caucus, Miss Lily, whatever her name is aware of it. The representative president, Madigan, is aware of it. All the state representatives are aware of it, be they black or Hispanic or be they white. The Senate president is aware of it. So who is the lobbyist for the nursing homes? They can make everybody stay silent. Stop looking at Michael Madigan and ComEd. Nobody dying because of what's happening at ComEd. People are dying in the nursing homes because of what the nursing home lobbyists are doing to silence the elected officials in the state, and to the point where the governor don't enforce the law. That's what you need to be looking at too. I want to show you this picture. Well, Amari, see if you can put that picture up with me and that sister protesting. That image right there. Yeah. You see what that say on that shirt? That young lady is wearing? Seniors vote matter. You see this sweatshirt I'm wearing? Please enforce Nursing Home Care Act, Section 8. That picture with me and J.B. Pritzker. It says, save our seniors, to God be the glory. That picture was taken when he won the primary. And he asked me, Gator, what should we do going into the general? And I'm telling him, keep your word to the people, man. Be about the people. Help the people. The thing I'm saying is verifiable. News media, just like the news media, when Trump's people come out to do a briefing, they ask them all kind of questions. Well, what about this? Well, what about that? Well, when y'all go to the governor's briefing, excuse me, and when y'all go to the mayor's briefing, about COVID, or the county board president's briefing about COVID, you do not ask them about what is happening in the nursing homes. Why isn't the governor enforcing the Nursing Home Care Act? County board president up under because of the Save Our Seniors resolution. Call her. The 17 commissioners, Democrat and Republicans, including the commissioner where the Westchester is in his district. And the county board president signed on to the resolution, and it passed. And the resolution was based on letting the governor know what's happening in the nursing homes, even to the point that he needs to enforce the Nursing Home Care Act, Section 8. Against all the nursing homes that weren't in compliance. Call them up. Call your Cook County Commissioner and ask them to send you a copy of the Save Our Seniors resolution. Call your state rep. It's easy to talk to them now. Even though you got a Zoom, they want to listen to you now because they want your vote. Ask them why aren't they telling the governor who needs their vote to be able to either raise the taxes on the people to take care of the budget. They needed our state legislators' votes to pass the cannabis law that he knew wasn't really about African Americans getting their fair share of the cannabis deal. They came back and had another one. No black got part of the deal. I'm not knocking my sister. I'm just talking about that was on the news. Our lieutenant governor thought that the bill was so wonderful and so righteous because of all the work that they put in because they believe it's going to be right. She ended up first one in line to get her gummies. It was legal. So how can you trust a man that ain't true to his word? Don't just listen to what he say. Pay attention to what he's doing. And with that, I want to say, at the end of the day, go vote. Vote a straight blue Democratic ticket. Especially re-elect Kim Foxx, state's attorney. Vote yes to good judges to be retained. Like Illinois Appellate Court Justice Aurelia Paczynski. And hold those accountable to who you voting for when they win. We know that the things that Trump and what the Republican Party has done in Washington, D.C. wasn't for the betterment of America or Americans. Don't get tricked. Vote. Don't choke. To God be the glory. And that's my story. Thank you. Hey, wear your mask. Stay covered up, washed up, and prayed up.